Hi everyone, here's 1.2, Rape of the Sabine Women. Tum Romulus legatos circa vicinas gentes misit. Then Romulus sent sent legatos, sent envoys around the neighbouring tribes. Alternative here can be qui plus the subjunctive for purpose clause alternative. To, literally who might, but to, peterent, to seek, subjunctive there, so it's purpose clause with qui, to seek an alliance and marriage with Noah Popular, with the new people. No, they were never auditi sunt, perfect, passive, first person plural. The ambassadors were nowhere received kindly, were not heard, were not at all received kindly. Nam, for all were at one point rejecting them, for everyone was at one moment rejecting them. Simul, at the next they metuebant, they were fearing. Tantam, molem, such a power growing in their midst, sibi, both for themselves and for suis posteris, and for their descendants. Romulus dissimulans, pretending, disguising his, or hiding, present participle, hiding his iram, his anger, parat, prepared, solemn games. Notice that I made, and they actually give you a tip for it here, notice that I made the present tense here the past or perfect tense for parat. It sounds better. It's sort of this historical present sort of idea. So Romulus, hiding his anger, prepared solemn or sacred games for Neptune. Ludos indici. Then he ordered the games to be announced to their finitimus, to their neighbours. Multi convenere. Notice there that's an infinitive. We call this the historic infinitive, where the infinitive is an alternative form. It's sort of it's an abbreviated form of the perfect third person plural tense here. So many men gathered together. Etiam. So many gathered, also in eagerness, etiam, also studio, in enthusiasm, literally of the novae urbis, of the new city, vedendae, being seen. I know we haven't learnt this yet, but that's called a gerundive, and that's a passive verbal adjective. Also in enthusiasm, so you could, for instance, have videndi, of seeing, and that would be a gerund, of seeing the novam urbem, but the Romans would like to have as few different cases in a sentence as possible. This is better language, so here they use for this passive verbal adjective, in enthusiasm of the new city being seen. That sounds better with in enthusiasm of seeing the new city. Maxime, especially the proximi, the nearest tribes. And then we have this list of them all, the local tribes, the Cananenses, the Crustumini, the Antemnates. Jam omnis multitudo. Now all the crowd of Sabines, now omnis multitudo of Sabines, venit came with their liberis, with their children and their conjugibus and their wives. After they had been politely taken through the homes, when cum temporal clause, when they had seen the position and the walls and the city. So when they had seen all these things, the city, frequentem crowded with buildings, they were amazed that in such a short time, verb of saying or thinking, literally they thought, but they were amazed that in such a short time within which ablative, orbem, that they had created perfect active infinitive indirect statement, that they had founded a city, they had built a city. When the time of the games came, and their minds had been focused, and their minds had been focused on it, as in on the games, with their eyes, then, with a signal having been given, ablative absolute, after the signal had been given, the Roman youth, discurrit, ran off, ad rapiendas, there's another gerundive, literally for the maidens to be kidnapped, literally to kidnap the maidens. The passive verbal adjective for the virgines, for the maidens, rapiendas rather, to be taken. Magna pars sine. A large number, petitae sunt, were taken without any discrimination, without any thought. But then we have men. So this next one is the most difficult subject, so you've got to find your main verb. So look for deferebant. Then we need to find a nominative potential, a nominative plural, homines. So men from the plebeian order, quibus, to whom, hoc, this negotium, this duty had been datum erat, had been given, were deferebant, were bringing, quasdam pulcherimas, certain very beautiful women, destinatas, marked out or designated for the nobleman, they were bringing them domos, they were bringing them home. It's a horrible story, and quite a famous story, I suppose, it's just interesting that the Romans would have such revolting creation myths, I suppose, for their society. Anyway, that's stuff for us to talk about next lesson. All the very best. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.